healing sweats after my bout with cancer and chemo and radiation.
We have 10 seconds. There we go.
Thousands of Arizonans already joined Desert Convention located inside the Payson Mall.
And good Tuesday morning to everyone. Hope you're having a great morning, another beautiful morning here in Rim Country. It is time for our Community Spotlight program. Chris Higgins in the studio. And this morning I have local author Cynthia Gailey Peck, and she's going to be talking about a book that she wrote, Wyoming Ranch Girl. So in talking to Cynthia a couple times, a lot of great stories just about her life and growing up on a ranch and eventually making her way here to Arizona and just sharing all of that in her book, Wyoming Ranch Girl. So good morning, Cynthia.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for coming in to share with everyone about your book.
Well, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, it's great. We love having local authors, artists, musicians, just putting the spotlight on people in our community, our neighbors, and people that live right here, and the things they're doing. And this is really love the cover. It's a beautiful picture. And you said that was...
It's a painting that my grandmother did of the Whitegrass Ranch.
Okay, and Whitegrass Ranch. So Wyoming Ranch Girl, that is where you were born and raised?
Well, I was born in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
And I was put up for adoption at birth. And so I was raised with my adopted family who had the connection to the ranch in Wyoming. In 1945, as a 3-year-old, Dad was released from the Army. He was a cadet. And we moved to the ranch. At first, winters in Wyoming can be difficult. At one point, I got very sick, and Dad had to take the horse and sleigh 6 miles to the nearest phone to call the doctor. The doctor skied in to give me a penicillin shot.
Wow. Skied in. Yeah, had to cross-country ski in.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow. So it was a pretty remote area then where the ranch was.
It was very remote. And I was raised as an only child with a lot of animals. We had 2 to 4 dogs at any given time. Don't know how many cats in the barn. Cows, horses, chickens, and they were my siblings.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were your best friends.
They were absolutely my playmates, my best friends.
Yeah.
I remember we had 2 pigs, Porgy and Bess, which Dad named after the Gershwin opera. And they were free roaming. Mother would throw scraps out the window onto the snow for them to eat, and then the chickadees would come and eat whatever they left behind. They followed us to the barn, they followed us to the wood pile. Our heating was wood, we didn't have no electricity, no plumbing in the wintertime.
Oh, wow. Yeah, everything would freeze. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So, and the winters, when you said, throw it out on the snow, so there was snow on the ground probably quite a lot or quite often?
We would be snowed in, but there'd be snow as early as, any time in the year in Jackson Hole, it will snow. It doesn't matter. It could be July and August.
Oh, wow.
July 4th was our first barbecue. It frequently had a little snow flurry just to get everybody excited.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And by the end of August, we were getting snow flurries again.
Wow.
So, but until usually Thanksgiving, Dad could keep the road open by taking the horse and sleigh in and out the road and dragging a log chain from runner to runner to help pack the snow. By a little after Thanksgiving, that he could no longer do that. Christmas, the 6-foot fences would be totally snowed over.
Wow.
there would be no fences, just a
Mhm.
great white expanse. I remember Mother one time, she put me down for a nap, and she went up to another cabin, which was the ranch lodge. It was not only a working ranch, but a dude ranch.
Mhm.
And there was a little crack between the eaves and the snowbank, and she slid down into the lodge
Mhm.
to get some provisions that had been left there for the. We could pick them up anytime we wanted.
Yeah.
And so she wandered through this dark lodge, found what she needed, put it in a pillowcase, and tried to climb back up the snowbank to get back out.
Mhm.
And she couldn't, it just kept sliding and sliding.
Mhm.
So finally, meanwhile, she knew she'd left the baby
Mhm.
down at the house for a nap.
Mhm.
So she called her dogs, grabbed them by the scruff of their neck, which kind of frightened them, and so they backed up and pulled her out.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's one way to get out. Dogs are probably like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And so you were telling me before the program about your first horse a little bit, but really you just mentioned how old you were, and you were only 4 years
I was
old.
only 4 years old.
Wow.
The first year I was on the ranch when Dad came home from the Army,
Uh-huh.
I was 3, and I apparently kept outrunning my nanny,
Yeah.
and she quit. So the next year, my babysitter was very blonde with great big brown eyes and long eyelashes.
Uh-huh.
Dad set me on top of her, and her name was Eva, and bareback, so I couldn't get hung up in the stirrups.
Yeah.
And he said, pull this way and she'll go right, and pull that way and she'll go left, and pull back and she'll stop.
Uh-huh.
So I demonstrated, and then he walked off to go continue his work, and I was turned loose with a horse.
Oh. No, your babysitter.
My babysitter.
Yeah, your new nanny.
And the horses would want to come back to the barn because they always got fed in the evening.
Yeah.
So if Eva came back without me, they knew to go looking.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would be very headstrong, and she'd come home to eat,
Yeah.
no matter what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she was a good babysitter.
So it worked out well. Oh my goodness, that is funny. But he made sure you knew what you were doing. Again, talking to Cynthia Gailey Peck, and she recently wrote a book, Wyoming Ranch Girl: A Journey Seeking Respect, Security, and Solace. And it's available. We were just talking again before the program that Western Village has the book. So if you're here, in Payson, and you want to get a copy of the book, it is available at Western Village, or you can order it from iUniverse, and that's iUniverse.com.
It's /bookstore.
Bookstore, gotcha. And I'm sure if you also just put in there a Google search Wyoming Ranch Girl, and you'll see the iUniverse website come up, and a link to that, and that's another place that you can purchase it. So that's kind of where you started on the ranch there.
Yes.
And so how long was it before you ventured off?
Well, ventured off at 6th grade. I was sent to boarding school.
Oh.
The ranch business really was only in the summertime, which in Wyoming is like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were looking for a winter business.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sent to boarding school with my social skills that I had learned from the animals, which didn't work out real well.
Didn't translate well with
So started out boarding school in Salt Lake City, and then I think they were going to civilize me by doing that, and then I went east to school. I think they were going to give me culture,
Mm-hmm.
but I ended up in Young, Arizona.
Oh wow.
So I'm not sure how well either one worked.
And so when was it that you arrived in Young?
In 1979,
79.
we bought
Okay.
in Young,
Hmm.
and a lot of the packing skills, horse mule skills I learned on the ranch eventually brought me to work with the Forest Service.
Hmm.
And my first job actually was in Montana. I believe in, if you want a job, you go where the job is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went up there for 4 months and basically lived in the wilderness with a mule and a horse.
Mm-hmm.
And also grizzlies and wolves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Oh, yeah.
But then, having got my foot in the door with the Forest Service, when I came home,
Mm-hmm.
I had rehire rights.
Okay.
And so initially I got hired by range, and then by timber, and then I got a permanent part-time job with a wilderness ranger.
Hmm. Okay. And what did that, being a wilderness ranger, what was your role there? What were you doing?
It meant living with a horse and a mule in
Mhm.
the wilderness and watching for fires, building trail, laying out trail.
Mm.
One of my moonlighting jobs in the wintertime was at the Globe Ranger District,
Mm-hmm.
and I laid out the Arizona Trail from Picket Post Mountain by Superior all the way down to the BLM boundary.
Mm.
And in all, I laid out about 20 miles of virgin trail for the Arizona Trail in that area.
Wow. Now, in your book, in the back of the book, there are pictures.
There
And I saw one and it said Arizona Trail, or there was that a picture from when you were doing that trail?
Yes.
Okay.
So it took several years to lay it out, get the biological for endangered species
Yes.
for the
Mhm.
laid out, so I'm not disturbing the endangered species or historical sites, be they early Americans or early settlers,
Mm-hmm.
and then build it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was supervising a lot of volunteer groups came and spent a week in the wilderness with me. I would cook for them for breakfast, they'd fix their lunch, go out on the trail, and we'd build trail, and come back and I would cook for them, and then pass out till sunup.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah.
lot of 14-hour days.
Yeah. When you're doing that, it is a case where as soon as your head hits a pillow, you get in a sleeping bag, you're out. It
Oh
doesn't-
boy.
Yeah. Yeah, just from exhaustion, huh? So, what would you say was is your favorite, one of your favorites? I don't know if you have a favorite, just one, but part of Arizona, or where you've been.
Oh, I really love the Rim Country. You know, it reminds me so much of the mountains in Wyoming in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
I like visiting the desert. I am not a desert dweller,
Mm-hmm.
not at
Yeah.
all. If I had to live in a town, a larger town, I'd probably choose either Tucson or Flagstaff
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Did a lot of backpacking in Arizona, Aravaipa, across the canyon a couple times. Perea Canyon, you start up in Utah, come down to Marble Canyon,
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous country.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the Rim Country. The Rim Trail is my probably least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It neither goes up nor down, it does both all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the Highline Trail.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the elevation change on that
Right.
trail is ridiculous.
And yet it never gets to the top and it never gets to the bottom. It just keeps going up and down.
Yeah, that makes for a definitely a more challenging trail. And there's people not only hikers that will come along and on that trail, but there's runners. They run that trail. They run and they do 100-mile race.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, and then there are people that run across the canyon and back in 24 hours. My idea is I like to enjoy the country. I like to look around, go poke around, see if there's animals, what kind of plants are around.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's more of my interest.
I know the time I spent, I just did a couple trips down into the canyon, and I felt the same way. I knew a couple people that did that ran, across, and I guess maybe after, if I walked it a few times, maybe, considering, pushing or a physical challenge, but it's so beautiful, beautiful. It's nice to just to enjoy the scenery. So.
Loved Aravaipa Canyon, Cottonwood Canyon over near Sedona, Camp Verde.
Yeah. So now you've been in Young now for a while.
For nearly 40 years.
Nearly 40 years, and you're part of the Pleasant Valley Historical Society.
I am. I'm the vice president.
Yeah.
Which in this case means a lot of work. We just got through putting in this bunch of native plants and signing them. It was a grant from the Arizona State Historical Society. And so got that accomplished. We do a lot of fundraising events. Right now we're doing a breakfast every Saturday morning.
Oh, okay. And where is that?
Right middle of Young.
Middle of Young.
Yeah.
All right. And so that's every
Saturday morning,
and
starting at 7.
7 o'clock. Okay.
And it runs till about 9. We don't really have many more people coming in. But from 7 to 9, we're pretty busy.
Well, that's great. I know out in Young, one of our sponsors on KRIM is Brucy Vineyard.
Yes.
So he's out in Young, and then we've talked recently with Antlers.
Yes.
And they just reopened.
And it's delightful. I already had a meal there.
Yes. And then I don't know if you know Earlene Tilton. Her and her
I
husband are out there, and Earlene comes in and she does every month the program Secrets of Healthy Happy People. On Tuesdays. Yes. There you go. And she just shares her wonderful recipes and about essential oils and just different things, which is great. So it's nice. We have a little connection there with Young, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful area. And,
it is.
I think, people, there's a lot of people that enjoy visiting or maybe haven't been out there. That's a great thing. You can get a breakfast Saturday morning, visit the vineyard, go to, one of the restaurants. Yeah. You don't go to Young by accident.
It is a through road, but there's a lot of dirt, a lot of windy mountain road.
Yes.
I especially love the road from Young going down to Globe because you overlook the lake and the back of the east side of the Superstitions and the south part of the Mattazels. And matter of fact, one of my early tasks was supplying a trail crew rebuilding the trail after the peak fire on Four Peaks, and working in ash. Ate it, slept in it.
You probably got your fill of it, huh? Don't want to do that again.
Yeah, actually, you have to use a scrub brush on my legs to get all the ash off. It just infiltrated your clothes.
Oh, wow. Now, you mentioned also that you were tasked with measuring or kind of...
measuring all the non-motorized trails on the Pleasant Valley District.
Wow.
Which is now part of the Payson district.
Okay.
But there's they gave me a horse
Mm-hmm.
to lead, a wheel very much like the is used on highways when there's auto accidents,
Mm-hmm.
which may work really well on pavement, but not so well over rocks and logs and
rugged terrain.
rugged
Yeah.
terrain.
Yeah.
The first time I started doing that, both of my shoulders were frozen. I was leading a horse that kept pulling back, and the wheel kept running in front of me, bouncing over rocks and getting stuck behind logs. I felt a little bit like a bungee cord in the middle.
Boy. Oh my goodness. Now the wheel, was it it wasn't specially made for like the rugged terrain, but it was basically the same hard wheel.
Same hard wheel.
Oh goodness. No, I would think just looking at it like a larger, almost like what you'd see on like a mountain bike or something.
Right.
A big wheel like that, and
no, it's got the little wheel. It's about a foot across.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, it got caught on everything.
Yeah.
There's about 85 miles of a non-motorized trail in the old Pleasant Valley district.
And that wheel went over all 85 miles.
Oh yeah, along with my feet.
Oh boy, yeah, and I'm sure just a lot of stories like that, and just things that you did while with the Forest Service, that are all in the book here.
Oh yeah.
Wyoming Ranch Girl, and again, it's the pictures, great pictures in the back from your childhood.
Right, from the childhood through working with the Forest Service, building my log house in Young. Had a great contractor here from Payson, Gino Walcotti, who dried it in for me, and then I finished it. When I moved, when he left, all the windows were in, outside windows, and all the doors were up, but a lot of the inside was still just 2x4 studs.
Gotcha.
And then I finished it from there.
And that is the cabin right here?
That is the cabin there.
Nice. Yeah, that is really nice looking. Yeah, looks like a great home.
I think so.
Yeah. So the book, again, Wyoming Ranch Girl, is available at Western Village, which is on the south end of town, 1104 South Beeline Highway. And you can't miss it, the antique shop there with all the boots on the roof. And they have this book and a lot of other books as well from local authors.
Yes.
So it's great that Sue Malinsky does that. She carries books from local authors in there. And again, Wyoming Ranch Girl, you can also purchase it on iuniverse.com/bookstore. And that's another place that you can get this. And even though the title is Wyoming Ranch Girl, the majority of your life was in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Was in Arizona, and a lot, 40 years, I was 40 years in Young.
And it's also available on Amazon and Kindle.
Gotcha. So Kindle, so you can get the electronic version and download that as well. So
I'm not sure the pictures come across on the electronic version. I just don't know.
Yeah. No. So yeah, I would just since it's right here, or you can order it easily. It's great to just order the book, and it's such a pretty cover. The painting your grandma did. That's a really nice painting. So yeah, it's always good. I think when you get a book and it has a attractive cover like that, it's definitely worth getting. So, well, Cynthia, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, just like that, about 30 minutes is up. I know it goes quick, but no, it was great. Again, thank you for sharing, and I'm sure if also you'll meet Cynthia, because you're out there at the breakfast most likely, aren't you?
Not so much for breakfast, but I work at the museum just about every other afternoon.
Okay.
On Saturday afternoons. We're only open on Saturdays.
Okay.
being a small area.
Yeah.
And because I'm sitting the museum in the afternoons, I'm not always there at the breakfast time.
Oh, okay. And so,
But the books are available there.
Okay.
Books are available at the Antler and at Brucy's.
okay. Okay, both businesses as well. And then the museum opens Saturdays, and what are the hours that?
10 to 4.
10 to 4. Okay.
Every Saturday during the summer, which means basically middle of April through into October.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm sure that is definitely worth a
And
visit.
we've got a really good exhibit on the Pleasant Valley War,
Okay.
which was the war. There's more deaths during the Pleasant Valley War than any other family feud in the United States.
Yeah. It's more so than the
Hatfields and
Hatfields and
McCoys.
McCoys, but that's kind of the one that.
Or Johnson County Wars in Wyoming,
Yeah.
which was the Range War.
Wow. But there's other ones are more notorious, but the Pleasant Valley definitely bloodier.
Mm-hmm.
So you can learn probably all the history on that at the museum and
Yes.
see pictures and so on from that
And
time.
some of the guns, some replicas of some of the guns.
Oh, wow. There we go. So then the museum, Pleasant Valley Museum,
Mm-hmm.
again open 10 to 4
Right.
every Saturday during the summer. So yeah, a lot of things to do. A nice, make a day of it out there in Young. Go out and visit and take in some of the sights.
Beautiful drive. Go slow on the dirt road. I see
Yeah.
people going too fast and they miss the road, and sometimes that's not a good thing.
No, no, because on either side of the road there are big trees or drops.
Tremendous drop-offs in
Drop-off.
places.
Yeah, I know. At that point, it's better to hit a tree than to go off one of those drops. So yeah, be careful. Take it slow on the Young Road, and you'll get there. You'll get there eventually. Well, again, Cynthia, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Well, thank you. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, yes, same here, and I hope everyone listening enjoyed the program or watching on our Facebook page. And time to get back to the music now with some Redbone, some Dire Straits, the Cars, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
Yeah, for Payson and surrounding areas. Now,
There we go.
Sunny
All right, and I'll turn this off. See you later.